What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin. You're watching the weekly Monday Market Watch video. We do these every Monday and Friday. We go over Lorcana news, meta trends, and prices. My Goons, how are you this Monday, start of the week? We got some fresh Lorcana market news. Check this out. There is officially a graded 10 gold Mickey from the Lorcana Championship, from the DLC, the Disney Lorcana Challenge is what it's officially called. You get these for getting top 8 in the Disney Lorcana Challenge, and this is a grade 10 from CGC Pristine 10 Gold being listed on eBay for a whopping $2,500,000. Can you believe this, my goons? That's pretty rad. A 10, a graded 10, depending on, like, obviously who it's from, who graded it, whether it be PSA, Beckett, CGC for this one. It's gonna hold some extra weight. Up for some whatever reason, some people respect Beckett the most, to my understanding, and then PSA is the most popular, but it does have less prestige. And then CGC might be the next one. But real quick, I do want to point out some things about this one. The slab right here says Lorcana Challenge top 4. So while that it's kind of half true. This was given as a top 8 prize. In the both challenges, we had more than enough players to award this as a top 8 prize. But if you have less than 1,028 players, I believe, then it is awarded to only top 4. So that is one little tidbit of information that just want to let you know that there are 8 of these, not just 4. 8 were given out per event, so there's 16 of these in circulation, not just 8 of them in total. There's going to be 8 from the US event and then 8 more from the event that happened in France. But 250k, that's a lot. That's like a small house depending on where you're at, you know what I mean? Even like a moderately sized house nowadays, depending on where you're at. But 250k for a 10, for a graded 10 Mickey, that's the asking price. Is it gonna sell for that price? Who knows? Obviously you have to be some type of person to be able to buy this today cash up front, you know what I mean? Well, I am curious to see if this will ever sell, what the sales price is going to be, how many more 10 Mickeys are we going to see in the future. We do have another Lorcana challenge happening this weekend in Chicago, and after that we have another one in Fort Worth in about a month. So there's going to be 5, 6, maybe even 7 more challenges before the year ends. So there's going to be plenty of attempts to get a golden Mickey if you're a competitive player yourself, or if you're a collector. There's going to be more golden Mickeys on the market eventually, whether they're all graded 10. Who knows who that's going to be, up to the luck of who got the Mickeys. I'll be honest with you, I wanted to get my Rapunzel graded, the prize card, the top 16 prize card that I got, one that we see here actually. This one I wanted to get graded as well, but I didn't get it graded because mine unfortunately came with a small little speck, a little blemish on the back of the card. It looks like a printing manufacturing little divot, little issue. Unfortunately, the moment I saw it, I thought to myself, I'm not gonna get a 10. But there is a CGC 10 grade Rapunzel up right now in auction. There's only $107, 12 bids so far. It ends in 4 days. So this auction is very important to me, obviously, because I own one of these cards, but I think to a lot of players as well, and collectors. Auctions like this are going to start setting the floor for the price of what we should expect to ask for our prize cards when we win them, or you as a collector, how much you should be bargaining for these prize cards. Because and going by listings, the listings for the raw Rapunzel are pretty up there. You can get one right now for $13,000 cash up front. This is the cheapest one I've seen, $7,500 right here, or best offer accepted. This is going to be for the foil top 32. As you can see, the listings say top 32, and that's because you were able to get them as a top 32 prize. But these slabs by CGC, they're being labeled as top 16. The information on the Lorcana website does say top 16 prize Rapunzel, prize card foil, but that's given the amount of players. If there's more than 1,028 players, then it becomes a top 32 prize card. So this slab in particular does not authenticate or let you know whether or not this was from a top 32 or top 16 tournament. I don't know if that matters to you. If it matters to collectors, please let me know in the comments. But the auction itself does matter to me, and this is not the only auction we have, my goons. Check this out. We have the top 32, top 64, or whatever prize card, the Cinderella Stout-Hearted Foil Enchanted, also in auction today. 4 days left as well. All of these buy the same listed company world class cards, which we have covered on the channel before. They've hosted big tournaments, big enough for us to cover on the channel anyway. So shout out you guys. So they're having 2 auctions for the CGC 10 prize cards. The Cinderella foil right now, 4 days left, $115, and then the Rapunzel foil, $100. So if you're a competitive player and you're gonna go to the Lorcana Challenge in Chicago, Fort Worth, Vegas, etc., this is what you're playing for. I would maybe keep an eye out, hit that like, comment, and subscribe button if you're a Lorcana Goon and you want to keep up with the channel so you know how much you could possibly walk away with at the Lorcana Challenge event. Check this out. These are the prize cards you're getting. We also have the sales from recent confirmations, recent comps. If you want to play side events, the recent side event prize cards, they're selling for $300 to $250. Let It Goes, the most recent comp today, sold for $1,400. This was a top 128 prize. So if you get top 128, you can walk away with $1,000+ if you want to sell it online. And if you want to just go for the side events, you can farm some side events, and with $300, $200 in your pocket per prize card, per non-foil Rapunzel prize card, etc. Even the badges sell for more than $20 on eBay right now. Or maybe even this top 16 playmat, which again, it's top 8 if it's less than 1,028, more than 1,028, then it's top 16. This is the cheapest I've seen it, $5,000, and it has some people watching it. So I remember these were listed. This one was listed for a lot higher, and it looks like the price has been changed and come down to 5,000. So that's the new asking price for the top 16 playmat. And yeah, man, look at these prizes. Look at this pricing: 13,000, 12,000, 3,900 for the Cinderella. I sold my Cinderella for 2,700 with some extra trades, you know. I think that was a decent asking price. I think like 3,000 is not bad. So I am curious to see where this auction goes, and see how much these really sell for, because these are graded. I sold mine raw. So if you do win a Lorcana, if you do top a Lorcana Challenge event, you know, make sure you're asking for these prices. This is the most recent comps right here for a Cinderella top 64 foil, 3,300 on May 27th, and then on May 29th, somebody bought one for 3,000 on the dot. Best offer accepted. So that was what, 4 or 5 days ago, at the end of May. So $3,000 was the most recent comp for the top 64 Cinderella. I think that's not a bad price in my opinion. Let It Goes, like I was just saying, a most recent comp today, one sold for $1,290, so around $1,300. So more than $1,000 if you get top 128 at these Disney Lorcana Challenge events, which was, you know, not an easy thing to do, but it still was definitely worth it for me. And if you're a competitive player, even if you're a semi-competitive player, if you're just getting into the game, you know, I honestly think you would have an awesome time, and you can play some side events and, you know, list one of these non-foil enchanted rares for around $200 to $300 for the Cinderella. Even the Cinderella mat, this was like the hardest item to acquire during the Lorcana Challenge. This one is signed by Ryan Miller. Some people like that, some people don't. But this sold for $2,475 in an auction, 33 bids only, and this sold on June 1st. So if you win this Cinderella mat, for sure you have to ask for at least $2,000. Now I don't know if that signature from Ryan Miller is going to make it better, makes it worse, makes it more collectible. Personally, I like the mat without it. You know what I mean? I think the mat itself is an awesome unique collectible item, but you know, we did see the listings for the mat a lot closer to like $5,000-$6,000. So seeing this one sell for $2,500, you know, it is a decent update that I want to bring to you guys if you do plan on going to these events and farming some of these side events. So I feel like if you're looking for the Dragonfire promos, or maybe the Scrooge and the Flotsam and Jetsam promos, you might be paying a little bit higher on eBay, because a lot of the listings are $200+ for the Dragonfires, for example, and a lot of the other promos are still listed pretty high. So I'd probably recommend going through TCG Player for these. On TCG Player, you can find them for as low as $145 by RC Games, lowest verified. So around $145, even a little bit less if you want to go through a non-verified seller. Jelly Jump Games has you for $125 with shipping included. So and you get this for attending the event. Just for attending the event, you wait till round 3. They went around and gave these out. Now we're gonna have way more Lorcana challenges, so I do expect these to kind of still come down in price, especially after this weekend when they have the DLC in Chicago. So if you do want to pick up a playset of alternate art Dragonfires, maybe wait a little bit, because I could see these coming down to as low as $70 to $80, you know. But I still think that's a decent let's say decent prize to get just for entering the tournament, right? And then you're also given a couple other promos. But TCG player, you can find the non-foil Rapunzel for as low as 243. If you want the non-foil Enchanted Rapunzel, 245 is basically the price now. And there are some foils listed here for absurd prices, $15,000 by It All Must Go. So if one of those sell, I would be extremely surprised. But as of today, we do have some sales happening for that 250 price. So I think if you do win one of these, asking for $200 to $250, $250 for the non-foil is more than reasonable. No sales for Let It Go, but listing prices as high as $1,700. I think asking more than $1,000 is more than reasonable for this card, because you need to hit top 148 to get this card, and there's not even a non-foil version. There's literally only a foil for this version, so top 148 is not easy either. The non-foil Cinderella Stout-Hearted lowest verified is now going to be 275, around close to that. Iron City Games lowest verified. Interesting. I would have assumed that the Cinderella was going to be cheaper than the Rapunzel one, because of the whole top 16, top 32 situation. But I guess when they're in both non-foil, it almost doesn't matter. So lowest verified today is going to be that $272 range, almost $300 for the Cinderella. So if you decide to go to some side events and farm these, definitely ask for a little more than a little bit more than $250, I would ask. And lowest verified for the foil, which is the top 32 prize card, is going to be $4,200 for the lowest ask for the lowest verified listing. But like I said, I did sell mine for closer to 3,000. So just letting you guys know, I got to keep it 100% transparent with the Lorcana Goons Market Watch Goons. So real quick, just want to go over the fact that the stitch mats, the champion stitch mats, are listed as low as $280 today. So if you wanted to pick one up and you did not want to pay $300+ for these, you can find them for less than $300 listing. These are coming down in price as well. And same thing with the Rockstar Stitch Store Championship promos. These are no longer in the $600 to $700 range. No, these have been coming down in price heavily. They're going to be as low as $500 today, lowest verified by Trade Routes MTG, $499.99. Now I honestly think this is because people who are collecting big baller cards, they're more interested in these prize cards rather than these set champs promos. So I wouldn't be surprised if these continue to go down, even when we have our set championship in July for Ursula's return. So just thought I'd give you guys a heads up on that. If you have these and you want to get rid of them while they're still around $500, I feel like that's not, that's all in a day's work when it comes to playing card games sometimes. So I have two of them. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of at least one. Now, if you're still watching, it's because you are a true meta Lorcana Goon and you want to hear about the meta opinions from a true Lorcana Goon like myself. So this meta is not my favorite. We're already having discussions on what should be banned, which cards are good, which cards, are the best. I got people in my comments yelling at me because I'm saying Diablo is like the best card in the game, right? I think Diablo is such a good card though, and there's no surprise why this card is selling today for $45. The cards have been coming down a little bit in price, just like around $5 to $10-ish depending on the card, because we finally hit the big box retail release of Ursula's return. So you can now find booster packs, troves, gift sets at Target, Walmart, who else? Your local haberdashery, your Barnes and Noble. We got Hot Topic, we have Best Buy. Pretty much anywhere where you can get your nerdy needs, you'll probably find a Lorcana now. So because of that, prices are starting to stabilize just a little bit. If you want to pick up your Diablos for your Emerald deck in this Emerald dominant format, you're gonna have to pay more than $45, still close to $50 for a non-foil Diablo. So if your local card vendor asks for $50, I think that's reasonable as well. The cold foils are now $67.39 with $3.50 added shipping by Coro Vodes. They're the lowest verified, so $70 still. $70 for a near mint cold foil Diablo. Love it, love to see it. We called it when we were talking about cold foils in the beginning of launch week. We were talking about how Diablo being 45 to 50 was not a bad pickup if you think this card is going to be dominating the format like we were talking about. And now it's getting close to 70. We've seen Beast, we've seen Dragon hit more than $100 for these foils. So if you're someone who's considering foiling out your deck, I don't think this foil is going to get any cheaper anytime soon. The Emerald hype is very real, and a lot of people are definitely riding on that Emerald train. We got Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood, selling for a whopping $40, going up in price a little bit because you are playing this in Emerald Steel. If you're not playing Emerald Steel, you're probably playing Ruby Sapphire or something in between. And Ruby Amethyst seemed to do very well at the recent weekend online tournament hosted by TABC. It was like a 270-person Pixelborn tournament, and the top 3 decks that were represented were Ruby Amethyst, Emerald Steel, and the whopping addition of Ruby Sapphire, which we've all come to learn and know as the Ice Block Sisu deck. But Robin Hood being used in steel decks, whether it be Amber Steel, Emerald Steel, where today you can buy them for around $40. So they are kind of picking back up in price. They were less than 40. Encore Collectibles has you for $39.99. And if you want a cold foil Robin Hood, they're only $3 more today. 43 with $6 shipping included by Project CCG. Shout out you guys. That's one of my locals. That's in California. So just pick up the cold foils, my goons. If you're gonna pay, don't pay $40 for a non-foil when you can pay $43 for a cold foil. That's just crazy. The Ursula's kind of coming down in price. These are no longer in that $40 range. Lowest verified today is going to be Paradigm Games with $35.68 and $2 shipping. So a little bit more than 35, maybe 37, 38, right? But not really in that $40 range. Trade Routes MTG has you for $47.92 for the lowest verified cold foil. So almost $50 for the cold foil and around 35 to 40 for the non-foil. Coming down in price because I don't think you need to play 4 in your Emerald decks. You know, we're not really doing the Sing Sudden Chill twice, what's his name, Prince John combo anymore. So I think you can get away with playing less of these. So it might not be as in demand as we thought. Rapunzel kind of picking up in price still. Lowest verified today is going to be now $40 by... Actually, $41 by Dark Water Games. $41.60 with shipping included is the lowest verified for Rapunzel now. Just like we were talking about, I think the fact that we're getting so much support for Ruby Amber being able to heal characters and stuff like that makes Rapunzel a very dominant card of the format. And then if you're not playing Emerald Steel or Ruby Sapphire, you might be playing Amber Steel, which is a very good matchup for you, and which might be favored for you in the Emerald Steel matchup. So you might be playing Amber Steel, and you might need Rapunzel. So they've been going up in price a little bit. No longer less than $40. And the cold foils, still around $70. These have not really moved. $68 with shipping included by Westside Cards for your cold foil Rapunzels. And next up, we got Sisu, Empowered Sibling. This card kind of coming down in price, actually. Oh yeah, this card coming down heavily in price since opening weekend. You know, like I was kind of saying in the other Market Watch videos, if you guys were watching those, I think paying $40 was kind of a lot, and then I kept saying I'm gonna keep waiting. Even $35-ish, I was like, you know, I might still keep waiting a post big box release to pick up my Sisus, because I don't know if you play 4 of these in every Ruby deck. You don't play Sisu, you don't play these in every Ruby deck, because you for sure don't play this in most Ruby Amethyst builds. So you probably are only using this in the Ruby Sapphire Sisu Ice Block deck, and you know, not everybody's playing that deck, not the way people are playing Emerald anyway. So naturally, I can see this stabilizing at around $20 to $25 for this legendary. And lowest verified today is going to be Renox MTG, $23 with $1.25 shipping. Now don't get me wrong, I think this card is great, and now that I'm looking at the price, I need 2 more for my deck, so I might just get them at this price. I feel like this is really low. Less than $25. If I can find them for less than $25 at like locals or something, I will scoop these up. The cold foils are going to be $40 in Med Mike's card store. That's kind of interesting because these were selling for $45 on opening weekend. Before the big box retail, these were around $40 to $45 for the non-foils. If you didn't pick those up, now maybe you might want to splurge a little bit on yourself and get them for, you know, $40 for the cold foils. But either way, they're a lot cheaper today. So if you want to build decks for the upcoming Lorcana challenges, for the upcoming set championships, I think this week might be a buyer's market for people who want to buy some stuff for their decks. Madly Dragons are $30. Still, lowest verified is going to be Dark Vessel Gaming, $29.65. And cold foils for these are going to be $70 again. Pap sells cards, lowest verified for $70 and $1.22 shipping. This card being used in the red-blue deck with Sisu. You probably play more than 3 of these, so these are going to be definitely in demand. But I don't know if you play these in other Ruby decks. Maybe you play this in Ruby Amber Mufasa as well, so I can see that being in demand too. Mufasa, speak of the devil, lowest verified today is going to be a whopping $17 with $1.99 shipping, so around $20 now. Dark Water Games is after that for $19 with shipping included, $19 to $20. So if somebody wants this card in person for me, I'm asking $20. Mufasa, like I just saying about the dragon and about the Rapunzel, you can play Ruby Amber Mufasa like a lot better in my opinion in this format. We have that new Gaston character too. That guy lets you cheat out cards like Medusa and Tremaine. And Medusa and Tremaine are very powerful in this format, so that's why Mufasa's kind of going up in price. And the cold foils, it's only 20 listings for the cold foil left. These also kind of climbing up in price. We have Nyx Pro Shop, $25.99 with $1 shipping. After that though, the next verified jumps all the way up to Health Points TCG for $32.45. So I do think the cold foil Mufasas are gonna keep going up, and I'm gonna hold on to mine because I have 2 of them. So I'm just letting you know right now. I probably build a deck, and then I'll probably get rid of those when the deck becomes a little bit more popular this format. I gotta talk about the cards that are coming down in price. So in the beginning of the format, I was talking about how Scar was selling for like $15, and I kind of said get rid of your Scars because I don't know how good this is going to be in the set 4 format. How necessary, you know, how much are you going to see Scar? And most of the red blue decks don't play Scar anymore, and you definitely don't see Scar in Ruby Amethyst or Ruby Amber. So because of that, I do think we're starting to see not only decline in sales movement for Scar, but the price coming down for sure. No longer in that $15 range. Nyx Pro Shop has you for $10.28 with $1 shipping for the lowest verified today for our Scar Vicious Cheater, and the cold foils are still sitting pretty at $30. Prophecy Gaming Co. $29.98 for the cold foil Scar Legendary. So that's not bad. So I do think if you want to get rid of these, now might be a decent time before they keep coming down in price, because, you know, like I said, no one's using this card this format. Lucky Dime definitely being used this format, being played in almost every Sapphire deck, no longer less than $10. As you can see, as the format decides to fix itself, we're seeing people play this in Sapphire Steel, in Ruby Sapphire, as like a mandatory 2 of at least, and because of that, we're seeing the non-foil price jump all the way back up to more than $10. These were $15 at one point last format. They fell to as low as $7 to $8, and lowest verified today is now going to be by Raider for $10.95 with $1.22 shipping, around $12 to $13 for Lucky Dimes. You know, these are getting close to $15 again if you want to, you know, start getting rid of your Lucky Dimes. They're pretty hyped this format, and oh my gosh, the cold foils are $14.35 with $1 shipping, lowest verified. That's a good price. That's a very good price. You know, I have a playset of these already, so I have no reason to buy them, no reason to snipe them. So my goons, if you're trying to hollow out your decks, that's really good. The foils are around $14, $15, and the non-foils are $12 to $13. Come on. Mulan Elite Archer, also crashing down in price. I'm telling you guys, this card is not good. It's not my favorite, and I'm so glad I got rid of them for $16, $20-ish on opening weekend, because I just know this card is going to keep crashing down till it hits like $5. Cold foil heroes, lowest verified $10.48 for your Mulan Archers, and the cold foils are going to be $13.86, only about $3 more for your cold foils. Prophecy Gaming Co. Shout out you guys. If you're going to buy this card for whatever reason, just buy them in cold foil. They're basically the same price. Kita Protector of Atlantis kind of coming down in price. I think a lot of people have been realizing that using the Amber combo with lowering the opponent's strength and trying to combo that off with Sisu characters might not be the most consistent, or trying to combo it off with Under the Sea might not be the most consistent. So we're no longer seeing that like $10+ range being sold for. Lowest verified is going to be Turtle Tavern for $8.26 with $1.26 shipping. Still close to 10, but kind of coming down in price just a little bit. But if you want cold foils, they're really cheap right now. So if instead of paying $9 for non-foils, you can just pay $12, $11.99 with shipping included by Mindful Games for the cold foils. That's only $3 more for a playset of cold foil Kitas, you know, or I'm sorry, that would be what, $12 more. In addition to, if you just want 4 Kitas, that's not bad at all. It's a foil legendary. You know how I like foil legendaries, man. They just be going up sometimes. Like the Surfer Stitch, for example. Look at this. Lowest verified for a near mint is going to be $37.50 by Prodigy Games. A lot of people don't even play Surfer Stitch right now, but it's just a first chapter foil legendary, and it's really good. So it holds a lot of weight. They're on $30 weight, actually. Perdita kind of coming down in price. Lowest verified is going to be Turtle Tavern for $6.77 with $1.22 shipping. Around $7 to $8 for this legendary now. Coming down in price. The reason it was so hyped is obviously because it got first place at the first Disney Lorcana Challenge. It was in a Mufasa deck playing Amber Amethyst, Yellow Purple, and I had said before, you know, maybe get rid of these because who knows how good that deck is going to be in the new set 4 format, because that tournament was set 3 only, and now we can see by this chart that this price has been coming down. Lowest verified, like I just finished saying, for a cold foil actually is going to be $14.48, so it's only around $15 for the cold foil. And yeah, they just been coming down, man. They were around $10 for the non-foils, now they're as low as $7. The cold foil is not bad though, $15, still a decent price. I want to go over Hades because there's a lot of sales movement for Hades happening this weekend. A cold foil just sold for $33.68, less than $35 for this legendary cold foil from the first chapter, which I think is a very good price to buy it at. And non-foils are only $7 actually. Dark Vessel Gaming, $6.39, lowest verified with $1 shipping, and the cold foil lowest verified is going to be $35, $34.90 actually by Prodigy Games. The reason I'm bringing up Hades is because a lot of people say this card's bad this format. A lot of people don't like this card this format, and I saw it in I think more than one deck list in the top 16 of the 10K online Pixelborn tournament. And I do think that that does speak for something. I've been seeing people add this to their Sapphire Steel lists, and I think it's really good. If you want quick outs to cards like Diablo, cards like Tamatoa, those new Sisu characters, Hades is gonna do that for you in all Sapphire decks. Forgot to mention Fairy Godmother. This card also coming down in price after we realized that the tournament for the first Lorcana challenge was last format. So, like I said, I think the deck is still good, but I don't know if these cards are necessary. 655 is lowest verified by Win Condition Games now, and the cold foils are now going to be as low as 1333 with $1 shipping. So, maybe get rid of these now while you still can for as high as you can, in my opinion. Some supers that I like looking at: Aerial Spectacular Singer going up in price still every day. Now lowest verified is going to be 446 with $1.22 shipping, so almost $6 for this Aerial Spectacular Singer. Lowest verified by Project CCG. Shout out you guys, love to see it. 1214 is going to be the lowest verified for the cold foil, so less than $15 for the cold foil is actually really cool. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, this card is going to be lowest verified $7.49 by Mindful Games. After that, they kind of stick around in that same $7 price range, which is nice to see. Cold foils are going to be as low as $12.50 with $1.22 shipping. That's not bad at all. Less than $15 for a cold foil Giant Tinkerbell, and I think this card's really good this format, especially if you're playing Emerald Steel yourself. In this mirror match, this card can make or break that mirror match. We're seeing Flynn Rider, Frenemy, getting a lot of love this format. I love to see it, especially because it's a new card. Lowest verified is going to be $3.11 with $1.22 shipping, so around $4 to $5 for the Flynn Rider Frenemies, and that's for the non-foils. The cold foils are going to be sitting pretty today at $6.75 with $1.22 shipping. That's around $8 for your cold foil Flynn Riders. So if you pull any supers that are cold foil in the new Ursula's Return set, this is one to put to the side, having your trade binder for some trade bait. A lot of people are playing this card in Ruby Amethyst, so I think asking for around $4 for this card in trade value is more than reasonable. It's a very good card. Speaking of good cards that are super, Whole New World, still very relevant. Lowest verified is going to be $11.09 by Mindful Games. And if you want them cold foil, they're pretty cheap now. Lowest verified is going to be $17 by Lazav's Magic Tavern. $17 for your cold foil Whole New Worlds today. Tamatoa just jumping up in price this week. Lowest verified by Dark Vessel Gaming is going to be $5.32 with $1 shipping. After that, it's Groundtown Games, $66.88, basically $7 for this non-foil super rare. Shout out all of you sellers here. Cold foils are going to be $10 easy by Odd Willows, $9.74 with $1 shipping for your Tamatoa. So you need these in your Sapphire decks, whether you're playing Sapphire Ruby, Sapphire Steel. But Sapphire seems really popular this format, and it's a card from the first chapter, so it's a little harder to find them near mint, so those are going to be a little more expensive. Madame Medusas, these are almost $5, which is kind of surprising. I love seeing supers jump up in price. Lowest verified is going to be $3.25 with $1.22 shipping for the non-foil Medusa by Little Root Games. Shout out you guys. And then we saw a cold foil situation kind of happening, like a buyout almost with the Madame Medusas last week. We saw them listed and selling for as high as like $15-20, and they've been sticking around there. Lowest verified is PSSM cards for $19.49, and as you can see by this sales data, some of the cold foils have been selling for close to $20. $17 is the most recent cold foil sale actually, and after that it does take a while to find any more, so there's not that many listings available though. Yeah, 1227 was what it was at, and that was a couple days ago. That was on the 2nd, so only 10 listings, and they're $20 cold foils now. So if you've been foiling out your deck since 2 sets ago or last set, now you're seeing the benefits of it. And I've been talking about how cold foils are just the way to go for some of these cards, right? Because they'll go from $5 to $20 if they're super relevant in the meta still. So when I'm building decks in Ursula's Return format, I'm looking at cold foils for a lot of the cheaper uncommons and stuff like that, or even supers that are really cheap right now, like Lady Tremaine for example. These are pretty cheap. Lowest verified $2.70 with $1.22 shipping, so around $4 to $5 for this non-foil. And the cold foils are really cheap, only $6, $5.96 by Goat Card Shop. So Tremaine's not as popular as Medusa, but that's still really cheap in my opinion. Merlin Rabbit, super popular because anyone playing Ruby Amethyst needs this card. These are still around $2 to $3 for the non-foils. NorCal TCG, lowest verified $2.10 with $1.22 shipping. And these cold foils though are starting to jump up in price, $10.98 $10.99 for the lowest verified by Prophecy Gaming Co. $11 for your cold foil Merlin Rabbits, right? And some other cool cards I want to go over. Strength of Raging Fire, awesome rare. Now a $5 rare, lowest verified by Darkwater Games. So don't ask for less than $5 for this card if you're getting rid of it. And the foils are going to be $10.32, lowest verified by Oodle of Noodles. Shout out you guys for this awesome price, around $11 for the near mint cold foil Strength of a Raging Fire. Kind of close to Maui. Maui going up in price now again, more than $10 for the non-foil, $10.29 by Dark Vessel Gaming. And if you want a cold foil Maui, there's 60 listings, and the lowest verified is going to be $15.42 by Beller Games with $1.75 shipping. So still close to $20 for the cold foil Maui, kind of going up in price actually, because they were less than 15 if I'm not mistaken, or around that $15 mark, right? You need this card in Ruby. I've come to learn that this is just the perfect out to stuff like Robin Hood, Tinkerbell, any location, and you know those cards that we went over on this Market Watch, they're all in the metagame, and Maui just outs them all. So you just need Maui, and I think having a playset of Maui is just it's gonna last a very long time in this game. Sisu's like the new power card. I love this card. A lot of people are on this card. The Emboldened Warrior, the rare from Ursula's Return. Lowest verified is going to be $173 with $1.22 shipping, so around $3 for this rare. And the cold foils are around $5, $3.55 with $1.22 shipping. So I'd rather just pay $5 for these cold foils than $3, right? Around $2. Fishbowl Quill going up in price finally. This card is a staple, and seeing it less than $5 was actually insane. Lowest verified today is Dark Vessel Gaming, $6 with $1 shipping, so around $7 for your non-foil Fishbone Quills now, and the cold foils still pretty cheap, $13 with $1 shipping, so less than $15 right now by 9/8. And you know, I feel like at the peak of the last format, the cold foils were getting pretty close to $20. Yeah, you know, so you know they're not there yet, and I do feel like Sapphire is like one of the better decks you can play this format. More rares, Beat King Undisputed. This is new from Ursula's Return. These are around $2 for the cold foil, $1.94 with $1.22 shipping by Cold Foil Heroes. That's nice to see. Around $3 for the cold foil, and only $1 for the non-foil for this rare that I think is actually pretty good in Ruby Amethyst. What the Bucky from the promo that you get in playing in League is now selling for around $5 to $6. This is the cold foil from the League promo, and I do think that these are going to continue to sell for around $5 to $6 for the time being, but I feel like I can see them moving for as high as $8 to $9 in the near future. So I know I want to get a playset of these. If I can find them for around $5, that'd be really cool. Some other interesting cold foils that are very popular right now, that you're gonna probably either want to hold on to as staples, or you know, get rid of if you want to, you know, take advantage of the metagame trends. The one jump ahead is very awesome one. Lowest verified is going to be $4.89 with $1.22 shipping for this cold foil one jump ahead. So it's about a I would say $6. It's about a $6 cold foil. It's an uncommon from the first chapter, which is nice to see. Some more uncommon cold foils. Pegasus Cloud Racer, lowest verified is $2.99 with $1.22 shipping by Cold Foil Hero. Shout out you guys having these low prices. So $3 with $1 shipping, so it's around a $4 cold foil, close to $5. If you're ordering these on TCG Player by themselves, you're probably paying $5 per card, or maybe around $4, right? So definitely appreciate your local card vendor for doing it at I'm assuming less than TCG market price, like some type of percentage. Jafar Dreadnought, these cold foils are $2 with $1.22 shipping, so close to $3. And Chernobog Followers, same thing, $1.56 with $1.22 shipping. It's an uncommon, selling for close to $3. And last but not least, I do want to go over the fact that you can now find the Lumineer's Quest and a lot of other Lorcana products at the big box retailers. So, you know, if you want to find some of these, check your Targets, check your local game stores, you know, check your local scalper, you might find them. But MSRP, these are selling for around, what, I think it's $50 or $60 MSRP, and the resale value is now like $70. So lowest verified is going to be Nation of Cards today, $44.23 with $25 shipping, so around $70, which is not too bad considering that this is a sealed product, right? So if you're trying to find these, you can find them online now. They're widely available, and I think they're gonna stick to a lower price. Yeah, the MSRP for this is literally $59.99, so $70, $10 more, $69.29 is not bad at all if you're someone who just, you know, wants the product. And I think that also is a good way to deter resellers. You know, making $10 on top of it if you bought it for MSRP is not, you know, not a good resale tactic in my opinion. So hopefully we stop seeing the resellers like steal or take all these from Target, and you'll be able to find them at your local game store. But you can find them for just a little bit more on TCG Player, $10 more than MSRP. I was able to find one at Target, which is pretty cool. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I'm looking forward to play this with the family. I kind of want to make a video where I teach my mom Lorcana and try and play this with her or something. So look out for that. But until then, my goons, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this channel. Remember, we do market watch videos. We focus on meta trends, card prices, and Lorcana news. We also do other videos. Coming from a competitive player myself, I'm trying to just do more content about the game itself and stream Pixelborn while we still can. Not sure if you guys saw the news, but Pixelborn is getting shut down. But Pavel online today said that they're gonna start up a new Pixelborn experience where we basically remote play. We can play with each other via webcam on Discord, and they're gonna have a ranking system. Hopefully this does not lead to any remote play tournaments. I do not like remote play tournaments because that is just not a fun experience in my opinion. But I don't want to say, ideally I would like to only see official in-person Lorcana tournaments, and that would be the ideal way to win one of these golden Mickeys. But keep a lookout for us at the next Lorcana Challenge event. Not Chicago. I think a team member, Frank Nicola, wearing the Goon shirt, will be there at Chicago. So say hi to him. But Zach and I will be at Fort Worth, so we'll see you guys then. And I remember, my goons, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons for everything Lorcana, and we'll see you goons next time.